After the first session this morning, I actually am very, very excited because I think we've moved a million miles since this all started in November 21 at COP26, when we came up with the idea of Salmon School and hanging 350 glass salmon off the ceiling at COP26. And there are people in this room who are instrumental in making that happen. And Mari McCallan this morning came out with that. And there's been a huge amount of progress that has taken place by the Missing Salmon Alliance largely, but led by Alan Wells. And cold clean water was a phrase that was driven out of that conference, and cold clean water is now pretty well implanted in most of the biodiversity and salmon documents which you're seeing coming out. So this session is about river catchment restoration at scale. And it can be quite confusing when you hear us all talking about it and you hear what was going on this morning. But there are two really big developments that I think is happening or has happened in the last 3 months that take us to a new place within Fisheries Management Scotland. The first Alan announced this morning, which is a director of nature finance, which that person hopefully will be on board and we will announce. But that person's job is to advise the boards and trusts as to how they are to navigate this world. And it really is a key appointment, and it is really exciting that we've got a really heavyweight candidate who has taken the post. We can't announce the person, but they are terrific. That's the first thing. The second thing I'm announcing now is that working together with Crown Estates, Nature Scot, Marine Scotland, Fisheries Management Scotland, and the Missing Salmon Alliance, which is always in the background, we will be creating or making an application to Ferns, there are so many acronyms here, for a new fund, and that new fund will provide money into river catchments. So river catchments will be able to apply to that fund in order that they can carry out jobs on the ground and make things happen on the ground. I don't want to preempt where that fund is going and what it will look like, because the Ferns application will dictate what that looks like. But it is a huge jump forward for us that for river catchments there will be a specific fund. And it will sit beside SMEF. And SMEF is the Scottish Marine Environmental Enhancement Fund. So, and that fund, so that we will have what is called source to sea. So from the source to the sea, there will be funds available for people to apply to. And it is an absolute objective of the Board of Fisheries Management Scotland that this isn't just for the big rivers. This is a fund that enables all rivers across Scotland, even those that don't have boards and trusts, to apply so that they can go for biodiversity improvement. And that's key in making sure that we have something that is robust and Scottish Government believe in. So it's critical that we create the right environment, and the Ferns application will make us do that, and the Director of Nature Finance in Fisheries Management Scotland will help us put that together. The stakeholders involved in investing in the fund are also critical. So those stakeholders lie from government down to landowners, down to community, down to fisheries managers, and there may be others as well. But be under no illusion that what's happening here is social science at work. So it's not just biodiversity improvement, it's also social science. And Salmon School very much made that happen, and Miss McCallan's speech about going to the primary school on the Clyde and going out to visit the school children as they looked at salmon was pretty important in making people realise that our rivers that we love and believe in are critical in making biodiversity investment happen. So how do we get this investment in? What is it that we do? Well, the Scottish Government this morning have really indicated to us that there is an opportunity for us to go out and create the right environment for investment. I got that in spades. So we have to work with the financial community, landowners, and the community in our catchments in order to create the projects that people will invest in. And one of the things we've got to look at is metrics and how those metrics work for measuring biodiversity so that the financial community will end up with some sort of return. I'm not going to go into that now because it's way too complicated, and there's lots and lots of very clever people who are working on that, but it is an important component of where the whole thing needs to go. So, without further ado, this morning's session is to try and outline some of the work that is going on, and there is a huge amount of work going on. I'm going to introduce Ian Syme, who's going to come and talk to us. Brendan Turvey from Nature Scott, unfortunately, has COVID, so he can't be here this morning. So Ian has been dumped in this one completely. These are the people talking to us. Brendan has been really important in helping us learn what this environment looks like and helping us navigate where we need to go and what we need to be doing. And if Brendan was here, he would be the first to admit he is on the learning curve as well as us. So I'm going to hand over to Ian to take us through his, and then I'll introduce the next speaker after that.